Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? We are checking out Becoming the Saint. I am very excited. Depending on when you're seeing this game comes out tomorrow, playing a day before release. Thank you, Fire Squid. I found this game pretty organically. I think I heard one of my clients talk about the game before, and a friend of mine, and looked more into it recently, and I was like getting so freaking excited. One, I was getting a lot of green flags from just their like store page and their FAQs and stuff like that. One of the things I look for from a team like this, or a smaller team, is them you know, paving the road and giving respect to the games that kind of led them to kind of create their product, right? Who inspired you? What other people do you know, got you wanting to make this game, right? What inspired your creativity and things like that? And it's a thing that I love to see. You can probably see that in one of our other videos that we posted, where they give the flowers to games that inspired this one. And you can see a lot of it in their game if you play a lot of games like I do. This game very much reminiscent of like Bad North and Into the Breach and all those good games, and I love those games so much, so I'm very excited for their own unique twist on those. They wanted to add a lot of story beats and things like that, so let's see what's going on here in Becoming the Saint. It looks so charming to look at as well. I love like little micro tactics and stuff like that, so I don't fully know what to expect, but let's get into it. Becoming Saint. Clear all history. Easy mode on play. Connectic with a tier 2 sub, 62 months without missing a beat.
I've been on a gaming break for the last month. Any highlights from the last few weeks to check out?
Hope you're doing great, man. Any gaming things for the last couple of weeks? The Misfits will do a better job catching you up. My memory is so bad, but there has been some really cool things, I think, and a lot of okay things. The biggest one is He Is Coming, I would say, but there was a couple other really cool releases as well, I think. What else have I been addicted to, chat? Oh my god, they have random name. They get it. Real quick, I love when games allow you to randomize. Man, I get this instant little friction point, and it's subtle. I never, you know, make a big deal about it or anything, but I'm sure a lot of people feel it. Man, it's like, oh, you need to put something here to progress. Come up with a city name or a town name or a world name or this or that. And sometimes I'm like, bro, I just don't want to, right? And I put like a 1 or something just to get on with it. I appreciate it so much when a game has this kind of thing and just doesn't put that pressure on me. Very nice. Very nice. Like, the option is nice, but then if you make it so that I have to do it, it feels kind of bad. Regina. Sure. Assisi, Central Italy, 1349, dawn approaches. Did the game not determine how fast I was going to read? Every night for the past week, you were plagued by visions. Today is the day you will answer their call. You see, here it's still like going with the story and what's going on and stuff, but yet they still give me time to read when I'm paying attention, right? And it's not deciding, which is very nice. You are to become a bridge between the divine and the worldly. Your movement will sweep across every corner of Italy, bearing redemption in its wake. Oh, the rain and storm has started, ladies and gentlemen. As you exit your visionary trance, you realize that now is the time to act. As your first act, your vision must be turned into rules. Prima Precepta. Like a Harry Potter spell. Your first regula for your followers. Give direction and guidance. I'm gonna butcher a lot of these words, probably. Don't hate me, please. I'm trying my best. A black cat, as mischievous and independent as the wind. A cunning wolf, as strong as he is beautiful. Or an affectionate and docile lamb. I'm not a cat kind of guy, usually. Strong and beautiful. Sure, let's get it. We got the wolf pet. +1 something. Follow me and you will bring honor to your kin. Follow me and you will get riches beyond your wildest dreams. Sound like Xerxes. Join my flock and you will find answers. I like this one. Let's find answers. Donate to the movement and you shall be saved. All you give to the movement will turn into a multitude of riches. You get what you invest, baby. Join me and all of your wealth shall multiply like stars in the night sky. All you give to the movement will return in a multitude of riches. Let's try this. You may now bless your choices. I don't know what the mook is going on, but it's really gamified. Capitalist. Uh-oh. Capitalists are all about the florins. The good news is that you will support a policy of saving cute kittens, provided that the kittens will somehow produce revenue. The bad news is... the bad news is that she same goes for a policy of murdering kittens to produce homemade fur slippers. Oh my god. What is this? I have +1 here too. Cults leaders are charismatic and intelligent individuals who influence less charismatic and intelligent individuals to subscribe to the religious ideology, often inspiring extreme devotion and mindless obedience. A bit like you, come to think of it. Oh my god. Am I bad? Am I the bad guy? Or I just have heavy beliefs. I don't know what's going on. Cursing nuns. A flock of nuns that will first curse those who oppose you, and then set upon them, and then pray for what little is left of them once they're done. What the... A swarm of alchemists who maintain that the crucible is for silver and that the cauldron is for gold, and both are very good for bludgeoning your enemies to death. Choices have consequences on your political line and coherence, on who believes in your movement, on how you get and use food. Oh god. I'm getting scared. Current personality, capitalist. You just started defining a personality and a political line. History of changes across chapters. Yo, little doctor. What's up, baby? How are you? With the new rules, you're attracting these kind of followers. Your choices for your regula have many consequences, sometimes direct, sometimes cumulative. One other factor that influences relations with the powers that be is which towns you decide to convert. Damn, is this about to be like a man emergent, or is this going to be a lot of things I have to memorize? Relationship with Pope, neutral. Economy, food production, politics, neutral. Charisma, neutral. Relationship with the Emperor. Begging, effectiveness. Running, investments. No possessions. Towns converted, more snacks. Their granaries are overflowing with delicious and probably slightly weevily grain. Finally, you can upgrade from stale bread to slightly less stale bread. The cardinals in a converted town will vote for you if ever you attempt to become papacy in Rome, as the goal is to become saint as quickly as possible. That is the ultimate goal. Be saint in your lifetime. Convert 0 out of 26 cardinals, 14 cardinals needed to gain full control. These sacred items can be used during confrontations to reduce the faith of your opponent. Their effect is limited, but global, and sometimes they can be traded. A coffer full of gold florins to distract those given to the sin of greed. What the hell is going on? How do you become saint? On conversion. Believers from rules. You are now developing a movement and trying to become a saint. I think this is telling us our objectives here now and stuff. Your choices determine who wants to follow you. Believers, currently these types. Really like this overarching as we go through here too. Very nice. They also, what I'm realizing here is, I don't know if you guys ever went through a tutorial and you had to like read stuff and then click next and then like read stuff, and it's like very daunting. But here, kind of like setting the framing here too, so we like know what to expect and stuff is pretty nice. They're setting up the framing essentially. There's like a little trick here. Huh. From believers to followers. You pick among believers who will actually follow you. Followers that you will need to feed. You haven't picked any yet. That's different than these. Okay. Where's our food? You guys are you guys are these people. You guys are what the hell? What the, like, I can't go back to this one. Believers. March and convert. With your followers, you may march to towns to convert them. Conversion is through non-lethal battles called confrontations. Feed all your followers. Once a follower, always a follower, unless they decide to leave or get dispersed. You will need to feed all your followers after a confrontation. Friend of trees! After a confrontation, and keep charisma above 0 to not lose it all.
Hi, Essie.
Drop
Hi,
some
Jeff.
love, baby!
Hope you all are well.
Let's go, Misfits. Let's go. Thank you for that support. Thanks for the generosity, baby. Back to more rules and loop. And then back to choices. If you change your overall political orientation, you may even change previous choices. Some followers may leave, and you may gain new believer types. Bruh, what is going on? You may now address the crowd. God, this looks so cool. I'm hoping this is not as like tough to like follow once we get going. Give your speech. Hear ye, hear ye. Integralist. Oh, Jesus. Integralist. What does that mean? Cursing nuns. Let's see what the consequences are. You have new believers ready to become loyal followers. 2 kinds for 2 slots. Food availability and food projections for the current turn. Storage 20, food collectible 8. Projected food remaining on next meditation is 28. Select the believers you want to bless. A flock of nuns that will first curse those who oppose you. Cursing nuns. Attacking. Impacts courage. Holy crap, this game is heavy. Life point. Energy 3. Attacked by. Faith 9. Courage 3. So we attack courage. Amount of attack dice results. These type of units, this unit is in synergy with, eventually giving each other attack and defense bonuses. Witches? Naked fanatics? Why do they synergize with the naked fanatics? Alchemists. Begs. This unit type does beg. Throwing. 2x2. Critical. Versus exorcist bishops and cavaliers. Mooks with books. These guys attack faith. Alright, this is crazy. Around 1350, select a town to convert. On conquest 8, yield 5, power 1. I don't know what is happening right now. I don't know what these on conquest yield and stuff mean. I also don't know what these symbols mean. I really don't know anything here. That one looks scary. Let's just go like here or here. Spolito Pope. On conquest, 8 food. Oh, maybe those symbols should be on mouse over. They definitely should. The base amount of bread the town will donate to your cause each turn may be modified by your political stance. The march here from your domain takes a 1 effort in bread units. The resilience to conversion. Alright. Warrior priests. A party of priests. A battle-hardened exorcist bishop. Okay, at least they have this stuff here. I wonder if they're saying this is what they're weak to, or this is how they attack. No, because they impact with this. Oh, Lord, what the mook is this? These guys have to be attacked with courage, or we're in trouble. How do I even win this fight? This looks crazy. Whoops. Let's march for Spolito. Your political choices determine who is willing to follow you. Right. Your political choices determine how effectively you lead and convert towns. Power to bless, -1. Power to curse, 0. Trance strength. Damn, they're throwing a lot at the player at once, and I think that is very dangerous. Like, some people just don't mind it, but it's just like, man, they're trying to, they're lecturing, right? Like, do you have to introduce this? Like, and I think the part of the problem here is, I noticed this a lot when they try to do like this organic on. When I say they, I mean like games designed around doing this like very organic style of onboarding, aka I'm gonna throw you into like a real run, and I'm gonna just try to tell you things as you go, instead of like more of a scripted thing of like, let's just get them to see how a fight works. Let's just get them to see what numbers they care about. Then we can introduce backstory. Then we can introduce this stuff. Now we can introduce powers, right? And slowly give them more and more to think about, consider, and show that the game is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Where here it's just like, yo, I'm just gonna throw 1,000 things at you, and you know, we're just gonna go from there, which is very like old school, right? This is the kind of things that I've been teaching the last 2 years here, is like more powerful onboarding, which is really helping people understand and not just lecturing, not just telling. But yeah, maybe it'll land fine. It's just a lot right now. I don't know what the hell. I can't keep track of everything. Yo, Fury, what's up? But exactly, like, yeah, we have no meaning to all this language yet, right? They're just saying words and they're assuming that we can follow and we can understand. We have to remember that as designers, we're making up our own language, right? And sometimes we forget that throughout development because we've been around our language for so long. This is another reason why you need somebody externally not plugged into your work, like a game doctor, especially in the modern market. It's just every other industry has this person. In the gaming industry, we don't seem to have it. Tips on units. Your Cursing Nun units are strong against Exorcist bishops. This is wild. This is nice that they took this extra step to give you specifics, because you also have to remember that like we got to organically pick the beginning, so we could have ended up with a lot of people, which means they have tips for all the starting people. I wish they just took that time to onboard a little bit differently, but this is very, very nice. A lot of games need to do things like this. They're just also telling us a lot, because we have to remember we don't understand any of this stuff yet, right? We're still trying to take it all in. Unit power. Your forces seem too weak for these townsfolk. So you gotta tell me what to do with that information, right? You see how you're still just lecturing and telling me things? This was an opportunity to go further. Unit's power, like, hey, you seem a little weak here. Blank, blank, blank. Normally you want to watch out for this. And usually means that like the battle's gonna be really hard. Usually you want to back out once you see this information. Usually you want to try going to a different city. Usually you want to battle but be very weary or use blah blah blah, right? Tell us what to do with that information, right? Tell them how you want them to strategize. In absolute terms, it should always be possible to convert this town. I don't know what that means. Protect your units. If you are about to lose a unit, try setting them in trance to protect them. Appoint no more than 5 followers that shall march with you. I only have 2 people anyway, right? No, wait, what? It's like mad misleading. Okay. So that's me. I see. I'm already forgetting, like, you see how they just threw information at me and now I'm trying to remember, like, who's strong against who? And this is all just homework, right? Like, because I don't know, right? I have no idea. It's just stuff I have to memorize. If you look at the screen here, how do you tell who's strong against who? You don't, right? And that's kind of the point. This is all just like random information that we're supposed to memorize, and that's kind of like what I'm saying here. Is that really important to tell us here, or make it easier to do? Like this is very deep design conversations. This stuff is very hard to catch by yourself. Okay, so this guy does that. I'm just gonna hit go for it, and man, this is very heavy so far. During the march, some of your units may go begging for food. Okay. How do you distribute your income from begging? You can either put it in storage and give it to the people in need. Each 2 food to the poor means 1+ in charisma. Man, this is holy crap, bro. We didn't even get into a game yet, like into the battle or anything, and we're just piling on more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Five food units remaining to distribute. +1 in storage. +2 to the poor. Halfway into the march, you all stop for a repast. The march effort is small due to the brief distance from Aussie. I wonder if these are just like random events that are happening now, or this is just what happens between, like, this is crazy. How do you feed your marching followers? Food needed is 4. You have 23. Feed plentiful. Feed small portion. Don't distribute anything. Your followers are all happy and well fed. You gain 1 of charisma. I don't fully know how that affects us in battle. You and your selected followers are there. Now you'll attempt conversion. Like, I see that they're trying, right? Like, they're really trying. The problem is not them trying. They're trying well. They're trying really well. The problem is how they decided to onboard. Pick a gameplay style. Tactician style. You move the units. You select. Bless and curse. Auto battler style. Units move by themselves. But you select bless, curse. You can also set this at a single unit level. Units will always attack whoever they can automatically. Oh, so it seems like you could set some to auto battle. That's pretty cool. You could set a target cell for each of your units before the engagement. Full tutorial. Yes, full tutorial, please. Nice that they have that. Convert instructions. A battle of persuasion. During a confrontation, both parties will try to convert, discourage, or scare their opponents in order to turn or maintain the town's loyalty and faith. Auto battler and strategy. At start, all units act and attack automatically, but you may take control of the movement of each of your units. You can select units and activate specific actions such as Bless, Curse, and Trance. Again, we don't really know what these things are yet. Attacking beliefs. Each unit occupies one tile and can be composed of 1 to 9 members. Members will either attack the faith, courage, or energy of the unit they are targeting. No one left. Each member of a unit under attack has a set amount of points of faith, courage, and energy, and as soon as one of these reaches 0, the member will leave the unit. When the unit has no members left, it will cease to exist. You win a confrontation when there are no enemy units left. Info on selected units. When you select a unit or infidels, a small information panel opens and some specific commands are enabled. Deploy and swap. Before the battle starts, you can move and swap units along their starting line. You could set a target cell for each of your units before the engagement, guided by player. Both during deployment and confrontation, you can set and reset a unit to be completely controlled by you in its movement. Move your units. You can also select and move units while the confrontation is in progress. Blessing. When you select one of your units, you can send them a blessing. It will restore faith and courage and may even empower them a bit. Faith and courage, not energy. There's a limit on how much a healthy unit can be empowered. Each blessing you send will reduce your charisma. Cursing the infidels. When you select an infidel... Damn, dude. How long has this showcase been so far? This is heavy. Cursing the infidels. When you select an infidel unit, you can curse them. It may lower their faith and courage. Do you see what's happening here too? They could be helping us learn. And do you notice the difference that we often coach about? These are, 1, are not keyworded, and 2, they're not putting the symbols. You want us to start associating these with the symbols. You want to start teaching us, but you're not doing that by just using the words here. Curses cannot be sent continuously. You need to recharge after each one. Each curse you send will reduce your charisma. Again, charisma, there's a symbol for that too, right? That's this, I think? You want to teach the player these things. Exploit terrain. Converting from a platform... I gotta open up a school, man. Exploit terrain. Converting from a platform gives you an advantage. Converting from a platform gives you an advantage. You can use obstacles to hide from projectiles. Cool. When a unit is selected, you can turn defense trance on and off. When on, the unit won't attack, but their defense will be stronger. It's a kind of magic. This item you gained can be... The items you gained can be put to use during a confrontation, and throwing them onto the battlefield has a chance to slightly reduce either the faith, courage, or energy of each of the enemy units. Get yourself a PhD. I think I have that already. I don't know. I don't need somebody to tell me. The evidence speaks for itself, right? Units in synergy will show a dotted connection. Units in synergy. And will have stronger attacks and defense for the whole duration of the confrontation. Critical attacks. Units will automatically do a critical attack towards specific kinds of units. They can only make one such attempt per confrontation. Steer them towards those units. The town leader unit will keep out of the confrontation until the end. Spin me around. During battle, you can zoom, rotate, and pan the entire camera. Run away, coward. You can try to run away with the remaining units if things go south. Use this button. There's gonna be so many symbols we have to memorize. Holy fudge, dude. So who did these people want to fight? These guys. No, these guys, I think. But these guys do faith attack. So you're gonna die in 3 hits. I think is what I'm understanding. And what is this? Setting by the player. I hope I can pause during it. Okay. You can cast and throw distracting and enchanting items in battle at any time. Is this like a one-time use? I don't think that worked. This is also part of the problem if you don't do scripted onboarding. Okay. In defeat. New nicely done moves. You selected units in synergy. Good choice. Ideas for converting the stubborn. In the future, remember that you can select units that do specific attacks for specific ones. I like this stuff. This is very nice. It's a shame because they have a lot of really good things that are ahead of the market that we talk about all the time, but then they set themselves up. It sucks that it's in a body that's very not ahead, if that makes sense. Like, the tutorialing is very old school lecture style, very daunting, very heavy. It allows the player to just jump right in and do terribly, and it's going to compound, right? But then they do all this other stuff that's like very good, right? They have like these very specific tips on like, hey, your unit is good against this. Hey, your unit's good against that. Like, we want to give you a heads up. Hey, like in some stuff, it's like very cool. Like very good, but your run is over. After converting 0 towns, you have lost all your followers. You get captured in Spilito by the guards of the Pope and are brought to trial. Dude, we just went through, I think, 30 minutes of tutorialization, played for 2 seconds, and then start over. The Inquisitors analyzed your life and actions and found you supported 3 heretical beliefs, devastated 0 towns, misled 4 honest believers. Hence, you are condemned to death by being burned at the stake to be executed by the secular arm of the merchant. As dawn breaks, you are led from your cell in heavy shackles and escorted by the Pope's guards. You refuse one last chance of repentance, and then the flame climb high. Is this going to be a full release? It releases tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be. Oh god, I'm getting dizzy. Again, I talk about this all the time. This is one of my no-nos. Never put words that also have moving things between them. I discover more and more often that it's very bad. I've almost one game out of the last 2 years that I've seen do it okay, and they did it very methodically. This is a big no-no for me. It's just a rule. Do not do that. Like, if you put a box around it, it could be okay. So like you can't see through the box, right? It's like it's separated. It has like a UI under it. But like here, yeah, dude, I would say do not ever do this. I'm dizzy. Regina died at Spolito with capitalist personality. Okay. All right, let's try again. Veronica. The cat, as independent as the wind. Join my flock and you shall be saved. Donate to the movement and you shall be saved. Donate to the movement, trust in me and you shall be saved. Jeez. Anarchist. Anarchists believe in abolishing all forms of authority and establishing a society based on voluntary cooperation and mutual aid. Which sounds lovely in principle, but in practice means that anarchist movements usually get overthrown before they manage to actually agree on what to order for lunch. Peasant with a club. Barefoot beggars. What up, Drake? Nice to see you, dude. I wonder if they just do this every time then? This is kind of fascinating too. I really like this screen, but doing this in the beginning of the run seems a little bit like a chore. Like your choices give you these believers, and then this screen is just to like select those believers again, I guess. Unless I'm missing something. I could try to go to the 1 power spot again and not die this time. So I think the first thing you want to do is click here and see what's going on. This guy, it seems like we can kill him pretty fast. They just have 3 everything, and I guess that would turn off the synergies, but I don't know that for sure. This guy, energy, and these guys are weak. So I would hope that we're okay. Sort of feel like I'm missing something. I think I'm also realizing the importance of games with a lot of mechanics. It's important to establish an appreciation for mechanics before you get an appreciation for a lot of mechanics. And I think what I mean by that is, I imagine I pictured you this game, but I pitch it differently, right? And I teach you differently. And I say, hey, appreciate the combat first. Like, just learn about the combat. Cool. Now I'm going to make it even more exciting. Here's that combat that you were just learning of, like, the rock, paper, scissors and stuff. Kind of like Bad North, and that's the whole game. And now I'm going to give you some items, right? Now you're like, oh, cool, okay. So then also has more depth, right? And then I'm going to show you the abilities, right? The abilities that they have and stuff like that. And like kind of get you to appreciate the mechanics more and more, instead of like, I'm going to give you 1,000 things. You don't have time to digest or appreciate any of it yet. And there's probably something that can be said about that. I don't know. Like, I almost wonder if this is also like, well, like, so you're getting inspired by these games, Into the Breach and like Bad North, which is like its purest form and drives replayability and stuff. But then here it feels like they ran 20 miles and said, you know what, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to add a billion mechanics, right? And a lot of things. And it's like cool that you have all those depths, but then I wonder if they could have like followed suit and been like, hey, if I start you from like closer to these games and I show you the game getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Like a lot of other games open up over time or as runs go on, right? And I wonder how this would have landed. Gives me more simplified strategy than complicated Into the Breach. Is that giving as in give me that, or are you saying that's what it's giving you from looking at it? That's like the vibes you're getting? Um, yeah, but right now it's extremely heavy. Extremely heavy. Which is, you know, which is really fascinating now that you say that, and I'm thinking a little bit longer. I stay away from those grand strategy games, and I think what attracts me to this one is that it looks, again, it gave me the Bad North vibes. And what is great about Bad North is that it boils things down. So now if this game says, hey, I want to give you that same feeling, but I want to add some more mechanics, you have to do that very methodically. This game feels like why I avoid those grand strategy games, right? Because I know when I jump into those games, they're going to give me this huge weight of learning 1,000 things, and it's hard to see consequences, right? And I tailor different numbers, but you see things over time, and you know that's why I stay away from 4X game. And again, just more just talking out loud here, right? Like this can end up being phenomenal, but just talking about the onboarding experience here and why it's so heavy for the player, and how you have to like really have these discussions during the prototyping phase and during like the middle phase where you start to want to now teach these things and you create this space. How to deliver it is very important. So if you come to the screen anyway, I wonder why they throw it at us in the beginning. And then here you apply them again. So this is gonna be my third time seeing a screen like this. I think games like Grand Strategy and 4X are really bad at onboarding. They are. They're very bad at onboarding. But those are not gonna progress for a very long time because we live in an industry that's led by the consumer, and the consumers are, I am okay with it, so it's fine. They don't understand. Board gaming, you learn the rules before you play. I never thought about it that way, but yes, board games, you learn all the rules and then you start playing. Which is not great here, and it's partly not great because we don't have to do it, because it's digital, because it's a video game. Huh, I never thought about that. You got some food. So this is another opportunity to get more of these crowns, just like the last screen, I guess. We're gonna go neutral here. I got a lot of mouths to feed. Follower feeds on your immersion portions grumbling. Notice that all of these screens here are what we just went through, and you do this at the beginning of every run, and that's worth, again, I'm not taking a jab here, I'm just commentating. I'm not saying my stance on it, but I am commentating. Notice how much heavy this is. We start a new run, and this is all at the beginning of every run. And there's something else to notice here, right? That's definitely going to be a friction point for some people. Holy crap, dude. Here it's like so charming and so cute, and it's like everything is like, didn't I tell you to go here? What the? Can they not go diagonal? Is that what's going on? I think so. Beats up gameplay while you have it pressed. Wait, can you not reach anybody? What do you do? Are you gonna attack them? You can bless units that have lost some faith or courage. That have lost some faith or courage. Are they gonna show us that? Are these numbers gonna go down here? Let's see. I just want them to tank. Wait, stop tanking. What is happening? You come to us. Do you think if it looked like a grand strategy game, would it capture the gameplay better? I try not to. I guess if you're asking like me, SD, then like, sure. But if it seems like you're asking from like a, like what would be best standpoint. What would be best is to onboard better. It would be to onboard better. It would be to people do not learn well this way, point blank period. I don't care if it's gaming or not gaming, right? One, it's just to understand like how people learn, and that people have a large amount of like learning styles and things like that. To lecture a half hour of tutorialization, different symbols, different names. When we talk about those names, we don't associate them with symbols, even though the game does. It doesn't help that. It doesn't reinforce that. There's a lot of things here that are like, here, good luck, study this up, right? And it's like, yo, let them appreciate the game first. They're coming in here, they know nothing about this game. Get them into it first, and then they will appreciate the stuff more. It's kind of like again, and this is very sensitive to games that are very heavy or have more mechanics. We need to be even more sensitive to getting people into it, right? Because we want to get as many people into it as we can, but there is a lot of people like, you know, me or other gamers where it's like they're going to be on, you know, it's a first date, right? Like, allow us to have some fun first, get us in, and then teach us more. So if I get to see how combat works, so I get to appreciate certain certain things. Like I could see how combat works, so then I can get appreciation for building certain things, right? Like, oh, I got it. So combat works this way. It's this attack. Okay, cool. Now I value that attack. Now show me how I build around it. Cool. Oh, I select these kind of things and it all influences this number. And now I know how this number affects different things, right? And we're kind of like working backwards. I always talk about, like, again, the game doctor work, I'm not going to say me, the game doctor work is revolutionizing tutorialization, and I realize that we just do not do it well. The way we tutorialize is, hey, I'm going to teach you, no, it doesn't even do that. The tutorialization on today's market goes, hey, take this ball, click this button, and you're going to dribble it. Cool. Now I want you to dribble it this way. Cool. Now I want you to hit this button, and I want you to kick that ball. Cool. Now I want you to aim for this thing. Cool. And then at the very end of it, they go, oh, by the way, we're learning soccer. Do you see how it's all backwards, right? How do we normally teach people? How do people normally learn? Hey, we're going to teach you the game of soccer, right? The idea of this game is we need to take this ball. We need to get it up court. We need to shoot it into this net. Cool. Let's teach you. You always give the why. What are we learning? Overarching, right? And then you build up to that. You build the bridge to that point. And we do not understand that. That's what my work teaches. You give the overall, you give the destination of what we're learning and why. You give it meaning, and now we want to get there. So everything that you now tell me, I know in association of where it's going, right? Oh, I want to build this army, and so you need money and stuff. Now I know everything that you teach me is like, oh yeah, because it's to get money because we're going towards that overall objective. I have the destination, right? We're on the road trip to where, right? But we do not do this. We just lecture and tell people things. We don't even tell them why they're learning what they're learning, why we're telling them what they're doing, and we have no overall destination of where it's trying to go to either. This is the most simple concept that I can go over. And this is, I can't stress enough why you guys need to get in conversation. It's not your design skills. It's your understanding of how you're using your powerful skills, right? This is why I'm very good at coaching designers. It's not because you're not skilled at design. It's because you just need to have this conversation to harness your weapon, to harness your skill set on today's market. Great that you selected units that could do a special attack. If you have some charisma to spare, you can use blessings to reinforce your units up to a point. Okay. Again, this is really cool. I want to go back to one of the only games that I've seen help the player correctly. I go all the way back to Jim from Dungeon Man's Jim. If you don't know Dungeon Man's and you want a really fun, cool introductory like roguelike, check out Dungeon Man's. He's still working on it to this day. Actually, he just hit me up and we're going to set up a show for you guys on Dungeon Man soon. They're adding dailies. But yeah, this is very powerful, and that's the only other game I know to do that. So they have some really great things here. Their ideas are good here. Oh god, more new stuff. Before leaving Spolito, consequences. The town is converted, your followers regroup and regain faith, and these units are refurbished. Peasants with a club, barefoot beggars. What the hell does that mean? I tossed so many hours into that game. Yeah, you're not gonna want to miss that upcoming show. Jim is awesome. You converted 2 enemies of 2 kinds. Are you going to feed them 2 food? Or... they could also explain further, right? Do you want to feed them if not blank, right? Teach me here, right? You have a half-hour tutorial already, but it's also, why do I still have so many questions? One of the things is like, we worry so much about like, oh my God, but some players don't like if you handhold or teach and stuff like that. Don't worry about that right now. A lot of y'all try to teach anyway, and you're not even doing that, right? So it's like, of course we don't like being onboarded. Half of y'all are not even teaching us, right? Like, we need to get it, like, let's get it right first, and then worry about more things, right? First, just do it right. If you're gonna tutorialize, you're gonna teach, make sure it's doing that, right? Why do I have so many questions? I'd rather not work about like efficient tutorialization and being sensitive, and I'd rather it just do its job. If you're going to tutorialize me, at least just make it do that. We'll start there. Let's use that as our starting point. Again, trying to bring the point home more than I'm talking about this game, by the way. Tributes from domains. Your economic choices help food production. For example, oh my god, there was a for example and it just went. What happened? That was great. Yes, give me a for example. Fudge. What was that? Referee. For example, fruit produced is 4 from latest conquered town, Spalito. Okay. Oop. Back to Assisi, everybody is hungry. Food needed for feeding any followers. Feed everyone plentiful, 12 food. Damn, this food's gonna get ripped apart. Enough for all. You have 28 food. Needed to feed all units is 12. Units that are not fed at the party will leave your movement, damaging your charisma. Having no charisma will have dire consequences. You could choose to distribute half of what is needed at most, which is 6. Hence feeding only some of the units. I love some of the stuff here. I would take these kind of things in like any other game, right? Try to like further explain and stuff, which is really nice. It seems like it's also tailored to the player's like real stats and things like that, and it's not generic. This is pretty sweet. So do people leave then if I do that? I still don't fully understand. It's not answering my questions. Because if they're not fed at all, they will leave. So I guess you are allowed to do that, but it is going to hit your crowns. Crowns are like a buffer for a lot of things. Spells, taking hits, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like a health bar. And if that goes to 0, then it's bad news bears. Everyone is fed and leaves the party happy. The feast is over. So 6 units will leave if I feed 6. See, it's a little misleading because that thing said if you don't feed them at all, they're gonna leave. But if you don't, whoever you don't feed will leave. I guess is more like not misleading. Again, I have just like little micro questions about everything so far. I don't feel like I'm properly learning this game. Every tutorial is leaving me with extra questions. Especially in a heavy game, it's all compounding, so I'm feeling more and more like alienated away from the game. Night has fallen. Now comes the time to meditate about... That's the first time they decided to continue and not let me read it at my pace. The rest of the game did. Wow. Your flock is still lost. Give them additional regula. Regulae. Our banner shall be... Oh god, we're back here. Yup. The portrait of me, your saint. The image of our sacred pet. I don't know what we're doing right now. The only way to cleanse this realm of heretics and heathens. A necessary evil, but must repent afterwards. I'm not getting to feel the weight of anything. Why? It's because everything's obtuse, right? Like, pick these flavor text things and something's gonna happen, and it's like, goddamn. It's like so weighty yet not feeling the weight at the same time. Like I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to describe it. This kind of people despise you even more. With the new rules, you are now attracting this type of follower. Relationship with the Pope is bad. Everything else is pretty good. We captured one town. Give your speech. One kind for 2 slots. Projected food is 19 at the moment. What do you do? You do faith damage. You synergize with these people, which I don't think we have. But you're also ranged, right? Okay. I think these two are melee, right? Now that I clicked on these guys, how do I get back to the original? Do I have to leave this screen? I do, don't I? Damn it. They didn't really think of that, did they? So can I hire him twice? No. Do we just do another easy spot, I think? Because we need more food? I guess. The Pope guy doesn't like us anyway? We check this. Oh, so here it's trying to make it a little bit easier for us. Here we mess this guy up. Here it's okay. Here we mess these guys up. I guess. Why back to the screen? What new thing are we supposed to do here? Why do I keep seeing this screen? What is going on? Like, I kind of get it the first time because they're trying to create this moment, and then you see the character with their new beliefs and stuff like that, and the new fall. Like, I kind of get it, and then it's like here again, and then why? Why? Like, why? I don't know. Like, there has to be a way to compile it a little bit. This screen again. Why is it this screen again? Is there decisions we're making here? This is where we just decide to pile them on again? In case we want certain people and not certain people later, I guess. Isn't this screen the screen that's really important to show us the enemies and let us click on the enemies? This is like the most important screen because this is where we're actually putting people on the board technically. I feel like there's so many screens, but they're not doing their job and they could be compiled, right? Like Like, this screen is still that other screen. It is the same. It's just presented different, and we have less information where we need the information. Like, what? What is going on? You can see them. Seeing them doesn't do anything for us here. If you click your units, ah, okay, thank you. Like you're saying, click here. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's like so many little friction points that are like sending me, right? I'm like, or I'm on a bad first date here. My guest is chewing with their mouth open. So I'm getting a little bit more irritable. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know why they have so many of the same screen. Very strange. At least it feels that way. What up, Lab and Lurk? So this guy, whoever can just tank that stuff, that would be great. We'll just have you guys like run up here and mess this guy up. I think we just win this for free, but... Why'd you guys stop moving? Is it like turn-based or something? Why didn't the other guy... What? Didn't I tell somebody to go here? I notice another feeling that's happening here is the amount of screens and lore and things that I have to go through for the payout. There's something that could be said about that, right? Like, that was like a little battle or whatever. It's like the first fight in like a Slay the Spire fight. It's like something you just go through to get to the good stuff, right? Like, you just get through it. Where here, everything is so heavy and there's so many screens and there's so many little things that I have to look at. And then the payout is like not worth the squeeze, right? Like, that's how it feels. So there's just something to like consider there, right? And that's the consequences of having all these screens, all these things, all these little lore beats, all of this stuff. With the squeeze is now gonna have to be worth. So now it's putting pressure on the gameplay. So that's fascinating. It reminds me of Bad North. Yes, yes, that's actually one of their big inspirations. So far, I'm like really valuing Bad North because I get to appreciate its depth and it's kind of like at the forefront of the game. Where here, I don't know what part to appreciate. It just feels like a lot of things. I see two different types of games conflicting with each other. I do kind of feel that, right? And I think that's what it's starting to boil down to. But I'm just trying to be very peculiar of showing why it's happening and what's going on. Why don't these two ingredients work together right now? And again, so we're talking about a lot of the feelings that are building up so that way we can decipher, wow, so it's not like, oh, don't do stuff like this. No, that's not what we're saying. But we're saying like there's things that you have to like really evaluate here. And so yeah, it's like the combat and stuff has to be like more grand. Like maybe you're doing a series of fights, maybe there's like a reinforcement phase and all of this stuff to make that match the rest, or the rest being trimmed down to like kind of like match the squeeze here. I don't know, there's something going on. And again, I'm like dreading this right now. We're gonna have to like go through like 50 screens here. Watch this. Like it's crazy. For that like 2-second fight. If I don't feed them, do we just get we don't get any new people? I wonder if it was like Battle Brothers too. It's like more gamey and not as menu-y. Like, here's your inventory. Do you want to like give this food to these people? Like, I could see that they're hungry and I drag it over maybe or something to just get me away from all these menus. Like on this screen here, we like feed. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, here's another splash screen, right? But like that could have happened on the overworld map, not being another menu about the overworld map with a picture of the overworld map. On the overworld map, show, hey look, +6 this, +8 this, and you took over this with a cute little animation. Do it in game. Why is there like another sub menu? And like that seems to be a theme that I keep pointing out is like, God damn it, like why am I at the screen 4 times? Why am I at the screen 4 times? And it seems like we're just throwing in, why was that not on the overworld map? Why was that a screen about the overworld map or something? I don't, maybe that's the, maybe there's a tutorial thing going on here where it's just gonna keep doing that. I don't know. I really, I'm just, again, I'm just going through the feelings here and commentating on it. I don't know. And again, there's something cool underneath here, just to be clear, but I'm just being very this is what I do, right? I have to communicate all the feelings that the player is going to feel to turn it into a methodology so you can control games releases and how you're going to move the market. So this is just what I do. I'm not particularly talking about this game. This is more for my own learning purposes and stuff and the emotions that I'm going through. Like none of this stuff I get to appreciate anymore because it feels like it's just getting in the way. Like I don't appreciate the gameplay part yet, so I'm not appreciating this part yet, if that makes sense. I told you we're gonna go through like 20 menus here. Now my charisma's bad. I don't really know what that means either, but it was good before. And again, there's this screen. We're gonna see this 2 or 3 times here. I wonder if they just let me drag like it's another auto battler. Like, here's my bench and here's what I'm putting on the board, and just like let me follow that theme. But like instead we have to go through more menus, and maybe that's part of it too, right? Like, there's a lot of things compounding. I think that's what's going on here. This is like the definition of compounding frictions. All these menus are after each battle, yes, and including when you start a new run, you have to go through all of them too. At least so far, yep. I don't even know how to think about anything, like what I want and stuff now. My brain is frying. Let's get a ranged person, I guess, and just leave. Let's just go do one of these cardinal sites, even if we're gonna lose. So these eyes all do energy damage. They all have 9s. Holy crap, dude. Amount of attack dice result bonus this unit type gives. What does that mean? This guy's fine. This guy is scary. This guy is, I don't know, scary. I don't know about this part either. It's very, I mean, it's interesting because like Bad North gets away with it and you would do the same process, but Bad North is a lot more simple. Where here, it's a friction point. It's compounding. Because I'm going through that same of like, okay, let me go do the math and see who we can beat here. But because of everything else, it's making that part worse. Okay, so it's a compounding thing. Let's just like do one more fight, I guess. See, like we're back at the screen where we like I don't fully understand that like this could be compiled. And then we go to the other screen where we add them to our bench again. I don't think we need her here. I don't know if that's okay though. Is that like one less mouth to feed? If I don't take her, I guess. Like, am I saving food by not taking her, or do you just take her? It's weird because of all these like RPG elements, why do I feel more RPG elements in Bad North that I actually care about? Like in Bad North, I have like a group of units, they have a characteristic, I'm putting an item on them, I'm giving them identity, leveling them up, like, and I feel more RPG-ness and stuff and like more value in that unit and that squad than I do here. Where here it's full of RPG mechanics, but I don't value the, like, I don't feel like I'm progressing these people or like leveling them up or like care about them. I don't it's not landing for me here. In Bad North, you make few but important decisions. Yeah, and here you make many with many screens but feel little impact. Most of the decisions are this going up or down, I guess. Interesting. These are very like complex things going on too. Again, I don't know anybody else that besides the Game Doctor business that goes through and methodically goes through these things, especially, you know, very early in a game's life too. So it's, this stuff is very hard to catch right now. Like on this screen, it's almost the same as that last screen we just saw, but I get what, like, there's like this whole traveling part, so they had to put another screen. Huh. Oh shoot, I hit a button by accident. What the hell was that? Smack him! So this guy, if we just hit him with courage, I don't think we do courage damage, so we just wait. This guy, yeah, we can hit him with like anything really. If he goes in the middle of this, it's just GG's, right? No, he's coming down. Yeah, it is. It's like rock, paper, or whatever, glorified, but it's long and heavy or something. I think that's another thing that maybe, like, I don't know, because like Bad North, while it is tile based, it feels very organic, right? It's like actually pretty genius. It's very organic, right? Like how the units move and attack and stuff. It doesn't feel like a grid versus another grid, say like Fire Emblem. It feels very alive, even though it is on a grid, right? It's very interesting. Where here it's like, it also feels very like rigid and like, it's just a bunch of like little things. Not to compare it to that, but it feels like, you know, you saw that awkwardness where it's like, all right, bro, let's get on with it, right? Like, I think there's some things to love, but yeah. Again, I also encourage you guys, if you think it looks really cool, man, make sure you guys check it out yourselves. Alright, I don't know if I could go through this anymore. Interesting. I really value being able to look at this and stuff too. Not what I was anticipating. Again, this does not need to be here too, right? This is another screen about the world screen. It's something with the structuring. I think it's like the spiderweb diagram of like early, like how things are going to be structured and stuff. Like somewhere in that spider diagram, there was way too much that like needed to be shaved. Like you can do all the same stuff here, but compile it nicely. Like this could all be on the overworld map. I just want to see what happens if I click this. You lost 7 charisma points in 2 units. So notice what just happened here. I'm talking about I have no feeling and I have more RPG-ness in Bad North than I do this game. Notice how they just treated the units. You lost 2 units, by the way. Did I lose Pikachu? Did I lose Squirtle? Did I lose Charizard? No, they just treat them like units, right? We don't care. It's just no feeling, nothing. Like, did I lose my Rook? Did I lose my Bishop? Who? 2 units of what? What? Does it not matter? Do I just treat them as an entity? Like, what? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I mean, right? Like, they're encouraging this feeling of like, this is very tricky stuff, right? But man, how we treat everything and how we do these menus is how we see the game and how we feel. It's, and notice I just talked about that before that screen, that the game is not making me feel like I care about my units, but not, and then you saw an example right after, right? And that's really important. I want to show you guys how these things happen. We control these things. It's not up to the market. It's not up to like, oh my God, we didn't advertise the game. And I want to show you guys in design how these things get lost by not getting an early conversation to get this information early. It's so important. It's so important. It's just conversation, right? Just having these conversations early, man. I cannot encourage developers and publishers to have this conversation early. This is the modern market. This is a hungry market, and you can control it. You can control it early. Just have a 1 to 2 hour conversation. Why would you pass that up? Please, please, please. All right. But I do encourage you guys to back to start. What does that mean? Like back to menu, you mean? I hope. Really restart? There's no save and quit, or no. No. That's not real. There's no way that's real. No. That's not real. That's not real. That has to be something worded wrong or lost in translation or... Wait, let's go back to the world map real quick. I need to know. I need to know. There's no way. Please, please, please tell me that there's just a translation issue or they just have a blind spot here. No. If it's really that bad, I wouldn't even be able to trust the publisher anymore for this slipping through the cracks. Because it shows that they do not have the right stuff under their umbrella. If that, something that big is going... There's no way. Should I click it? No, it's just something weird's going on. That's right. No, it's not real. It's not. I refuse to believe. No. I'm tripping, right? Somebody help me out here.
Got me lifted.
I know that I'm just misunderstanding.
Baby, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted. Feeling so gifted, sugar. How you get so fly?
Ruby Dev, thank you so much. Just click it, and if anything on it. There's no way, though. Because, like, this is what... You guys don't understand that my mind doesn't work that way. Why? Because I know that this is under a publisher. I know that this game is listing QA people and playtesters, and I'm already, you know, like, there's no way, right? Because I'm already battling an industry where I say, like, for some reason, nobody can do what I, like, I just... No, 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 no. And this is a long game? Like, there's no... No, 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 no. He is coming... It does not have save and quit either. I don't know what is going on with these bigger games lately. There's... No, 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 no. What about on this screen? I'm gonna click this. I'm gonna click this. Maybe... I think this is just misworded. It's just... That's what I... Okay. I think I'm right. I think they just horribly misworded. It does restart as well, it seems. I don't really know what's going on. This is not okay. None of that is okay. Okay, that's what I figured though. At least it's just a blind spot that nobody caught or whatever. Damn, that was scary, bro. That is... I cannot believe nobody commented or said anything about that. Why is there not somebody that... Why are these people not hiring and inspect your work? I wonder how long they worked on this. Easily over like 2 years, right? Why would you not get it inspected? That was scary. Yeah, this one's tough, right? Because I gave the developers a lot of flowers, actually. They're doing a lot of things right. A lot. The help system. Trying to explain things when they can. But, man, the design of the actual game and the structuring, and plus how they onboard here, I think is all fighting against itself. But I you know, there's probably people that are still going to enjoy it, of course. You can always find somebody that'll enjoy anything. This one, wow, I'm just hoping that I'm like way not the target audience or something, even though I thought I was. And that also, how much other people is that going to happen to, right? Oh, I played games like this. Oh, okay, cool, right? And you buy into it and you're like, wait a second, like what is going on here? It's very heavy with not a lot of things going on at the same time or something. This one was so tricky that a lot of like little friction points and feedback issues and communication issues and I don't know, man. I'll be tracking it. I'm very curious myself, but god damn. So I just wanna take a quick peek at the Steam page here. When you guys just saw the footage that you just saw or you just saw in the past, that was before release. That was actually a day or two before release, so there was no reviews whatsoever. And you can see how we can play the game and also analyze friction points that can build up to cause bigger friction points that cause ripples on launch. Here you see 2 days later, and it's mixed. This is never an I told you so. It's just I really keep hoping to do this to show the market that just like you would get your yearly checkup at the doctor, just like a book would go through an editing process, there's just things you do. You get your car maintained. We don't do that for our work that we work on for years. We don't do that for our games, right? We'll gladly do an open beta, get some consumer feedback. We'll gladly advertise and try to get wish lists, but we won't get our games inspected early. I don't understand, and we choose this. And hearing that, some people, it might be a friction point, like, how dare you? But what other way do you want me to tell you that we are choosing this? And I'm hoping that every time we do one of these showcases early and we predict these things, that we're showing you that it's just the evidence, not and I told you so, not that you failed. It's just because, you know, we are very skilled. We just are not having the proper conversations. You're not a bad person if you're sick. No, right? You just make sure you get checked up to make sure you're not getting sick, right? It has nothing to do with your character. It's the same thing here, guys. We can do something about it. Please get in conversation.